The secret ritual every cat performs before sleep. Almost every cat owner has seen it happen. Your cat walks toward the perfect sleeping spot, pauses for a moment, and then begins pressing one paw after the other against a blanket, a pillow, your lap, or even your chest. Most people smile and say, "He's making biscuits." It looks adorable, harmless, and completely ordinary. But what if that tiny ritual isn't about comfort at all? What if every movement is part of an ancient sequence that cats have carried with them for thousands of years? Researchers who study feline behavior explain that cats rarely waste energy on meaningless actions. When they repeat the same behavior over and over, especially before one of the most vulnerable moments of their day, there is usually a reason hidden beneath the surface. Sleeping leaves a cat defenseless. In nature, making the wrong choice about where to rest could have serious consequences. So why would a modern house cat, living in complete safety, still perform this exact same ritual before lying down? The surprising part is that your cat isn't simply following habit. While those paws move back and forth, several instinctive processes are unfolding at the same time. Some were inherited from wild ancestors that lived long before humans welcomed cats into their homes. Others are connected to memories formed during the very first weeks of life, memories that never completely disappear. And there is one invisible detail that almost no owner notices, even though it happens every single time. Have you ever wondered why some cats need only soft blankets, while others choose their favorite person instead? Why do some close their eyes and purr so deeply that they seem to drift into another world? Why do a few even drool while doing it? These are not random quirks. Specialists in feline behavior have discovered that each of these details reveals something about how safe, relaxed, and emotionally connected a cat feels in that exact moment. By the end of this video, you'll never watch your cat knead the same way again. What looks like the cutest habit in the world is actually a ritual built from instinct, memory, communication, and trust. But before we uncover the emotional reason behind this behavior, you first need to understand something even more surprising. Your cat may not be preparing the bed at all. It may actually be testing whether it's safe enough to fall asleep. Your cat isn't making the bed. It's testing its safety. The moment your cat begins kneading before lying down, it may look like it's fluffing up a blanket or making the bed more comfortable. That explanation has been repeated for years, but it tells only part of the story. The real behavior goes much deeper, and it begins with one simple fact about cats. No matter how safe your home is, your cat's brain still evaluates every sleeping spot before becoming vulnerable. Studies of feline behavior show that sleep is one of the few times when a cat cannot react instantly to danger. Because of that, wild cats evolved a careful routine before settling down. They would inspect the ground, feeling its texture and stability with their paws. A surface that was too unstable, too noisy, or hiding something unexpected could turn a peaceful nap into a dangerous situation. Although your cat has never lived in the wild, those ancient instincts did not disappear. Evolution rarely removes behaviors that continue to be useful. Instead, the brain preserves them, even when the original danger is gone. That is why many indoor cats still need a soft blanket, a pillow, or your lap before curling up to sleep. Think about how often your cat circles a spot, sniffs it, kneads it, and only then lies down. This is not a random collection of habits, it's a sequence. Every step gives the cat more confidence that this place is predictable, familiar, and comfortable enough for complete relaxation. This also explains why your cat may suddenly refuse to sleep in a place it loved yesterday. A new smell, a different texture, or even a subtle environmental change that you barely notice can be enough to interrupt that feeling of security. Cats experience the world through details that humans often overlook. But testing the sleeping spot is only the first layer of this ritual. There is another reason your cat performs the same paw movement, and it has nothing to do with the blanket beneath it. The answer is hidden in a memory that began long before your cat ever opened its eyes. The hidden memory that never left your cat, long before your cat learned to climb, hunt, or explore the house, it already knew how to knead. In fact, this may be one of the very first coordinated movements a kitten ever performs. During nursing, kittens rhythmically press their tiny paws against their mother's belly. That gentle motion helps stimulate milk flow while creating a powerful association between warmth, safety, food, and protection. Researchers who study feline development explain that although cats eventually outgrow nursing, the emotional memory connected to that movement never completely disappears. Instead, the brain stores it as part of a deep feeling of comfort. Years later, when an adult cat feels completely relaxed, that same instinct can quietly return. This is why many cats begin kneading just before falling asleep. At that moment, they are experiencing one of the strongest feelings of security they can have. The repetitive movement is not a conscious decision. It is an instinctive response linked to memories formed during the earliest stage of life. It also explains why some cats close their eyes while kneading, purr continuously, or become so relaxed that they drool a little. Although drooling can sometimes be related to medical issues, a few perfectly healthy cats do it only during moments of extreme contentment. Specialists believe this happens because they become so deeply relaxed that they briefly resemble the peaceful state they experienced as kittens with their mother. Interestingly, not every cat kneads with the same intensity. Some barely move their paws, while others continue for several minutes. These differences are completely normal and reflect each cat's personality, life experiences, and emotional state rather than how much they love their owner. But this childhood memory is still not the whole story. While your cat is moving its paws, something else is happening that you cannot see, smell, or hear. Without realizing it, your cat is leaving behind a silent message that completely changes the meaning of this ritual. The invisible message hidden in your cat's paws. While your cat is kneading, something invisible is happening at the same time. It isn't just moving its paws. It's also leaving behind a personal scent that no human can detect without special equipment. Experts in feline behavior explain that cats have scent glands in several parts of their bodies, including their paw pads. Every gentle press can deposit tiny chemical signals that quietly mark the area as familiar. To us, a blanket is just a blanket. To a cat, it carries a constantly changing map of information. Every scent tells a story about who has been there, what feels safe, and what belongs within its trusted environment. By kneading before lying down, your cat is adding its own signature to that place, making it feel even more secure. This helps explain why many cats repeatedly choose the exact same sleeping spot, even when there are softer or warmer places available. It isn't only about comfort. That location already smells like home. Every time your cat kneads there, it reinforces that feeling, creating a powerful cycle of familiarity that reduces stress and makes it easier to relax. Researchers have observed that scent plays a major role in how cats organize their world. Unlike humans, who rely heavily on vision, cats build much of their confidence through smell. A place carrying their own scent becomes predictable, and predictability allows them to rest without constantly staying alert. This is also why washing a favorite blanket or replacing a well-loved cat bed can sometimes lead to unexpected reactions. From your perspective, everything is cleaner. From your cat's perspective, an important layer of reassuring information has suddenly disappeared. But one question still remains. If kneading is connected to comfort and security, why do some cats choose to knead a person's lap instead of a blanket or a bed? The answer reveals one of the strongest compliments a cat can silently give to someone it truly trusts. Why some cats need people, but ignore everyone else. If your cat chooses your lap instead of the blanket beside you, it is probably not a coincidence. Many owners assume their cat simply likes soft surfaces. Yet some cats ignore the softest cushion in the room and walk straight toward one specific person. That choice often reveals something far more meaningful than comfort alone. Specialists in feline behavior explain that cats build trust slowly. Unlike animals that naturally seek attention from everyone, cats tend to reserve their deepest signs of vulnerability for individuals they consider safe. Kneading is one of those moments because it usually happens when a cat is preparing to relax completely. When your cat presses its paws against you before settling down, it is combining several powerful instincts at once. It is reconnecting with an early memory of security, surrounding itself with a familiar scent, and choosing a place where it believes nothing bad is likely to happen. In other words, your presence has become part of its definition of safety. This also explains why a cat may need one family member but never another. It is not necessarily about who feeds the cat the most or who spends the most time at home. Cats create emotional associations through hundreds of small experiences. A calm voice, predictable movements, gentle handling, and repeated positive interactions can gradually turn one person into the place where the cat feels most protected. Of course, every cat has its own personality. Some rarely need people at all and prefer blankets or beds instead. That does not mean they love their owners less. Cats express trust in many different ways, and kneading is only one piece of a much larger emotional language. There is another detail that surprises many owners though. Sometimes this peaceful ritual suddenly becomes painful because the cat extends its claws. It may seem rude or even aggressive, but the real reason is far more interesting than most people realize. The surprising reason some cats use their claws. One of the biggest mysteries for cat owners is this. If kneading is a sign of comfort, why do some cats suddenly dig their claws into your legs? It can be painful enough to make you pull away, but in most cases, your cat is not trying to hurt you at all. Behavior specialists explain that claw extension is often just a natural part of the movement. As the paws press down, the claws may come out automatically, much like stretching your fingers when you open your hand. Some cats barely extend them, while others use their full paws with surprising strength. This difference usually comes down to personality, muscle control, and individual habits developed over time. Age can also play a role. Young cats are often more energetic and less precise with their movements, while older cats may need more gently. Early experiences matter too. Kittens that spent enough time with their mother and litter mates often learn to control the intensity of their claws through normal social interaction. Another reason is emotional intensity. The more relaxed, excited, or emotionally engaged a cat becomes, the less aware it is of how sharp its claws feel to you. From your perspective, it may seem inconsiderate. From your cat's perspective, it is completely absorbed in a comforting ritual. This is why punishing a cat for kneading with its claws can create confusion. The cat associates the behavior with safety and relaxation, not with doing something wrong. Instead, many experts recommend placing a soft blanket on your lap or gently redirecting the kneading to a comfortable surface without interrupting the positive experience. Most of the time, claws during kneading are perfectly normal, but there are situations where this familiar ritual changes in unexpected ways. And when that happens, your cat may be trying to communicate something much more important than simple comfort. When kneading stops being cute, kneading is usually a healthy and reassuring behavior, which is exactly why sudden changes deserve your attention. The movement itself is rarely the problem. What matters is when a cat that has always behaved one way suddenly starts doing something completely different. Imagine a cat that kneaded every evening for years and then stopped overnight, or one that suddenly begins kneading frantically while showing other unusual behaviors. On their own, these changes do not automatically mean something is wrong, but together with other signs, they can become valuable clues. Veterinarians and feline behavior specialists encourage owners to look at the whole picture. Is your cat eating normally? Is it still grooming itself? Has its sleeping routine changed? Is it hiding more than usual or reacting differently when touched? A single behavior rarely tells the entire story, but several small changes happening at once can indicate discomfort, stress, or an underlying health issue. Emotional changes can influence kneading as well. Moving to a new home, introducing another pet, changes in daily routine, or even prolonged absences of a favorite person may affect how often a cat performs this comforting ritual. Some cats need more during stressful periods because the behavior helps them soothe themselves. Others may do it less until they begin feeling secure again. The important lesson is not to panic every time your cat behaves differently. Cats are individuals, and their routines naturally evolve over time. What deserves attention is a clear, lasting change that appears alongside other unusual behaviors. In those situations, observing carefully and consulting a veterinarian is always the safest approach. By now, you've probably realized that kneading is far more than an adorable habit. But there is one final piece that brings everything together and explains why this simple movement has survived through countless generations of cats. Cats don't fall asleep, they perform a ritual. The next time you see your cat slowly pressing its paws before lying down, you'll know you're watching something far more meaningful than a cute habit. In just a few quiet seconds, your cat is repeating a ritual shaped by evolution, strengthened by early memories, guided by instinct, and wrapped in trust. What begins as a simple movement is actually a remarkable sequence. First, your cat checks whether the place feels safe enough to become vulnerable. Then, it reconnects with one of the earliest feelings of comfort it ever experienced as a kitten. At the same time, it leaves behind familiar scent signals that make the space feel even more secure. And if your lap is the chosen spot, your cat is telling you something without making a sound. I trust you enough to let my guard down. That is why kneading has survived for thousands of years. It continues to serve both practical and emotional purposes. Even though today's house cats no longer need to worry about predators while they sleep, their instincts still guide them through the same reassuring routine before they close their eyes. The most fascinating part is that this entire process happens without conscious thought. Your cat isn't following instructions or copying another pet. It's expressing behaviors that have been passed down through generations, quietly preserved because they still help cats feel calm, safe, and prepared to rest. So, the next time your cat begins making those familiar little paw movements, resist the urge to see only something adorable. Look a little closer. You're witnessing a story that started long before cats shared our homes. A story written through instinct, memory, and one of the deepest forms of trust a cat can offer. And once you understand that silent ritual, you'll never watch your cat fall asleep the same way again.